Flavor camp.
There you go. It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see.
He used to sleep on my couch. 13 years old.
But for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, yeah, and we're gonna go full crazy.
Rumor that pops up that he was Diddy's boy toy.
Oh shit!
Right.
Wait, so this is
push my brother out the way. I'm gonna move my brother. Like, hold on. I was like, nah, Playboy, it ain't loud. That's my that's my brother, nigga. I touch everything in here for my brother.
At just 14 years old, Usher attended what was referred to as Puffy's Flavor Camp. And in a 2004 interview with Rolling Stone, Usher revealed that Diddy introduced him to the adult lifestyle and he witnessed some wild things at Diddy's house. Puff introduced me to a totally different set of ish. Sex, specifically. Sex is so hot in the industry. Usher also spilled the tea on the Howard Stern show when he talked about his time at Diddy's place. In a 2016 interview, he told Howard Stern that he truly learned what it meant to be famous after living with Puff Daddy for a year at the age of 14. I got a chance to see some things. I went there to see the lifestyle, and I saw it, Usher said during his first Stern Show interview. Besides that, in a recently resurfaced interview with Kevin Hart, Diddy let it slip that he and Usher used to sleep in the same bed when Diddy was 19, which means Usher was just 10 years old at the time. So again, why is a 10-year-old sleeping in the same bed with someone who's not their family? Honestly, if this were a 10-year-old girl Diddy was talking about, the reactions would have been totally different. But somehow people thought this was funny and kept making gay jokes about Diddy. There's a ton of footage out there of Diddy making men uncomfortable in his presence. It's no secret that music execs like Diddy prey on young artists who are desperate for a break in the industry, using their vulnerability to violate them and force them into sexual acts. But here's the kicker, Diddy allegedly targets straight young men who feel like they have no other choice but to comply with his demands because he has a stronghold on the industry. How messed up is that? And to top it off, people are calling him out for being a coward because he still pretends to be straight even though he's been involved in gay situations time and time again. He's doing it because he profits money in the end. Forces talented young men to sign contracts with his label and sell millions of records. People with that much money often do predatory things to make more of it.
Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to another episode. So, in this episode, just kind of showcasing a few things that really point to the fact that children are in danger in this world. And believe it or not, I'm not even going to be talking about any of the transgender nonsense. If you want to see any of that, I've got plenty of videos that I have already uploaded talking about the insanity that is transgenderism. But I want to kind of showcase some other things. You know, things that people don't really think about, like Hollywood, the music industry. They go after the kids too, and the parents of these children go, oh, well, I want my child to be rich and famous. Granted, those parents are narcissists that just want to live vicariously off of their children's fame, which is why they allow the abuse to happen to their children. But the fact of the matter is that it does still happen. It does still occur. And it's been happening for a while. You know, just look at Woody Allen. You know, nobody really talks about what happened with Woody Allen, but there's certainly some very strange stuff surrounding that guy.
I wonder because you will not let me get it.
You have to. It's way beyond that now. What you've done to Suni, what you've done to Dylan. What you've done to Dylan. Dylan's a baby. How could you do that to her? I don't know anything of the kind. I know what Dylan tells me. You've told me nothing but lies. Dylan tells the truth and consistently. No, I don't know that, Woody. I've always been worried about you and Dylan. And I didn't know the doctor had to report this to the authorities. I didn't know that. I went just to be sure she was all right. And she's not all right, Woody. She walks around the house holding her vagina. She sleeps with me. She's scared of you. And you hurt her. And I feel pretty guilty myself that I wasn't there to protect her. She said, Mommy, you didn't help me. She said, Daddy, You shouldn't have hurt me like that. If you hurt, you would weep inside. And you would just want to be dead. Because I don't know how you can live with what you did.
Yeah, the industry is certainly corrupt. There's just something about that recorded phone call that makes my skin crawl. You know, though, it's not just in Hollywood. There also seems to be a push in religion, in all of these churches. You know, everybody's heard about all of the Catholic priests that have molested children. I mean, to the point where it's become so rampant that, you know, people just make jokes about it, which is sad and disgusting and disturbing all on its own. But here's something that people don't really think about. You know, what's up with the whole thing surrounding circumcision? You know, I have always believed that circumcising a child is abuse. God made a little boy the way that he was supposed to be, and you shouldn't be mutilating his junk. Just like we have a problem with the transgenders trying to mutilate children now, well, circumcision was just a step before that. And people don't really look at how disgusting circumcision can be, especially when you put it into a religious context.
Infant boys have gotten the herpes virus after they got circumcised. Now authorities, including the health department, are investigating this case. Now, they were circumcised by an Orthodox Jewish family. It was part of their tradition. And part of the problem is after the circumcision took place, they applied something known as direct oral suction.
Mitzitza b'peh is a practice that Orthodox Jews do when they circumcise baby boys. After they cut off the foreskin, the mohel, the circumciser, sucks the blood from the penis to sort of clean the wound. This practice really shocks people when they first hear about it, but it's a rigorously defended practice amongst Orthodox Jews.
Are you saying to me that you can put a kid's cut dick in your mouth and it not be illegal?
What's it? That is outrageous, isn't it?
It's fucking outrageous.
And I know, somebody out there is going to tell me that I'm a bigot or a racist or some other term to be degrading towards me because I disagree with this kind of behavior because I find it to be abuse of children. Don't care. You don't do terrible, ugly, awful things to kids. I don't care if it's in the name of your God or not. Okay, you don't abuse children. Because, you know, if I were to meet some entity that told me that it was God, and it said, I want the blood of children, I would tell it to go to fucking hell, and that it ain't my God, and I ain't interested. How many people would blindly follow some entity, potentially that they've never even met, that told them to do something icky and disgusting? Why? Because it's committed miracles, performed magic tricks that you have no idea how it's done? You know, when you look at things like that, when you just blindly follow someone because they can do something that you can't do, well, Does that then make Penn and Teller gods because they know how to perform illusions that nobody else knows how to do? No, it doesn't. I don't think that God wants you to abuse children. I don't think that God wants blood. I think that mankind is seriously lost and is unfortunately degrading and has been, it seems like, for thousands of years. What happened to general morals and virtues and values? Why would anyone think that it was okay to abuse someone else, especially a child, because their God told them to do so? And yeah, I know, y'all are gonna be pissed off. Oh, but it's their faith. Fuck their faith. Okay? Now look, I am under the impression that you can believe whatever you want to believe. You can follow whatever faith or religion you want. But if your faith or religion tells you that it's okay to abuse children, then I am going to oppose it. There's just so much wrong with this. But I'd like to point out that instinctively, normal people want to protect children. It is part of our nature, and I believe that that part of our nature came from God. God put in us the instinct to protect children. That doesn't mean that you sacrifice them or offer them up to fucking whoever so you can have some God out there go, oh yes, you are the chosen one. I don't think that you sacrifice or offer up your children for riches or fortunes and fame. Children are the future, and we are supposed to protect them. So, here's just a video, some random clippets to kind of showcase some of what I've been thinking about as of late. I hope you found this somewhat informative, and until next time, have a nice day.
Stranger.